Hello everyone and welcome to this week's tutorial, which is the Zig Zag Bobble stitch. So this is what it looks like when it is done, and this is the back, so it is reversible. I'm really sorry, I've got a really croaky voice this week because I haven't been very well. So if you want to grab yourself a cup of tea, grab some crochet bits, let's start making. So for today's tutorial, you are going to need the usual suspects of your crochet hook. I'm just using a 5mm one, some scissors, and your yarn. This is just some Robin DK yarn. Just make sure that you have the correct hook for your yarn. So if you want to go and grab those bits, and we'll get going. So first of all, we want to start off with our slip knot. If you don't know how to do a slip knot, I do have a video showing you how to do a slip knot. I will link it up above in the card section. So your foundation chain is just going to be worked in even numbers. So like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or 12. Just make it as long as you want it to be, as long as it's an even number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you just want to pause the video now, and I shall meet you back when you have got your foundation chain to the length that you want your project. Remember, it must be, the number 2 must be able to go into it. So pause the video now and I'll meet you back. So just for this sample piece, I have chained 20. Now once you've got your number of chains that you need, you just want to chain 1 for turning. So if you see on patterns and it'll tell you like chain in multiples of, and then it might have a plus. So chain in multiples of say 2 like this is, and the +1 is not counted as a stitch, it's just counted for turning. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from the second chain from the hook. This loop on here doesn't count as a stitch, and then number 1 is here. So just in this second stitch here, we're going to start and do a double crochet. So if you're in the US, that is a single crochet. So you just pop your hook through, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And again into the next stitch, another double or single if you are in the US. And we're just going to continue doing double crochets all the way until we reach the end of our chain. So if you just want to pause the video now, and I shall meet you back near towards the end. So I have just got to the last 2 stitches of my row. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 when we get to the end, then we're going to turn our work. Don't worry if it curls up a bit, it will be fine once it's been worked into. So because we want our bobble stitches to be sort of on an angle, we're not going to work into here, which is the bottom of the chain 2. We're going to skip the next stitch and we're going to work into this 3rd stitch along. Now what you want to do is insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull it through. Now you want these to be quite loose, so just pull your hook up a little bit. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, so you now have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. So you now have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, and then we're going to pull through all 6 of those loops, and then we're just going to chain 1. So we're going to skip this next stitch here, and then we're going to work into the next stitch, and we're going to do the same thing. So insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, and just give it a little pull up a little. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You now have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You now have 6 loops on your hook, and you want to yarn over, pull through all 6 and chain 1. Same again, so we're going to skip this next stitch and we're going to work into this stitch here. So insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You now have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. So you now have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6 and chain 1. So you want to carry on doing that all the way until you get near the end. So if you want to pause the video and continue working, so skip 1, work 1, skip 1, work 1, pause the video, and I'll meet you back when you're near towards the end. So I've worked all my stitches across and I just have a few more stitches to go. So I'm just going to work this last bobble stitch into this one here. Then I'm going to chain 1. Then I'm going to find the very last stitch, and I'm going to do a half treble into the last stitch. So yarn over, sometimes this one can be a bit tricky. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3. Then we are going to chain 2 and we're going to turn our work. So we're going to do the same along this side, but we are going to work into, instead of working into the stitch, we're going to work into the spaces. Now it looks like there's 2 spaces here, so there's this one here, and then, sorry, I just had a massive coughing fit. So as I was saying, we're not going to work into this space here, we're moving on to the next space over here. You don't want to work into this bit here because that's actually part of that bobble stitch there. So we're going to work into this space here. So we're going to do exactly the same as we did on the previous round. And just work into this space here. So you have your 6 loops, and then you pull through and you chain 1, and then we're moving on to this space here. And then chain 1 and onto this space here. So if you want to carry on working your bobble stitches in these spaces in between the bobble stitches from the previous round, pause the video now and I'll meet you when we get near to the end and I'll show you how to turn your work. So I am just going to work my last stitch into this space here. And then I am going to work a treble into, sorry, a half treble into it. Now it looks like it's on the side, but I promise you it is a stitch from the previous round. So you just want to work your half treble like so, chain 2 and turn, and then we're going to start again. So we're going to work, skip this one, don't work in this one, into this one, and just carry on repeating that until you get to the size that you want. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm really sorry once again about my really croaky voice. Not very well, so don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, also on WordPress. I will leave all the links below for the yarn I've used, the hook, and also my other pages. So take care and happy crocheting.